Uh, so, I've been trying to get back into the Bible lately, and it seemed like the harder I'm trying to get back in the Bible, the harder the devil's going after me. I've got so many things to be grateful for, but this life, I see a lot of people. That's the good and the bad thing about the social media. Um, with COVID and everything, I don't think everybody's mentally and emotionally recovered from what that did. It disconnected us from like family gatherings and all that. I see a lot of, especially young men or men my age, that we're struggling with kind of with depression and their mental health. I mean, part of it I think is the food and everything else. But there's just it's like life is life is beating a lot of us down, and I think part of the problem is we don't reach out and talk to each other like we used to. You know, I remember some of the best times of my life growing up when I was young is like everybody getting together, having a picnic, playing volleyball, or you know, uh, family gatherings. I can't remember the last time uh, more than two or three of us had a cookout. You know, and I think that's part of the problem. But also part of the problem too is modern life as a man. It's hard. It's hard. It's like there's so many things, and especially now with kind of social media, I think people, and I'm scared of being judged. Is either weak or something like that. What a man's supposed to do, or like what I was taught to do. You know, to grow up, and I mean, like I think also I think that's the reason I love coaching football so much. It was like a family. You know, and then football is one of the few things I always tell my boys is, and because this is what I got out of it, the that's one of the few places on this earth that I've found that what you put into it is what you get out of it. And I'm talking about like even coaching, seeing these young men grow up and knowing I had something to do with it. It's almost like raising somebody else's kids or having an impact on them. And I see, like I I've got my, like once Dad died, something changed in me because I used to be able to, whatever shoulder to load. It's it's rough. Ben Ponder, we grew up together. Him dying is kind of jacked me up ever since Dad died, and then it just brings up all this like what you want to do in life, and are you living the best that you can? Now, whether somebody gets something out of this or not, I keep on going back to the Bible and thinking about when Jesus was saying the parables about talents. This one was given so many talents. This guy was given so many talents. This guy was given so many talents. They were talking about money, but also I think it's a allegory or symbolism for what talents you have and how you're supposed to give back. Um, one of the, one of the principles of the Bible is how society should be. You know, love your neighbors as you love yourself. Don't do anything to them that you wouldn't have them do to you. You know, I mean, until we pass on, that's all we got is each other. And I see so many families that are broken and so many things that should not be the way that they are currently, and it beats people down. You know, um, so I'm gonna. I mean, maybe nobody will join up, but I'm gonna try to join, or I'm gonna try to create a group to where we can all, as men, we can talk about it. We can talk about things because I don't want to. Now, cancer got me in, but there were some other people in the past that they probably didn't need to check out when they checked out. And they checked out because they felt like they were all alone. You know, no man is island. You know, I mean, that was the greatest thing about when I was coaching football is is God used me. What I was, He put words and things into me. I did things shouldn't have been done on the football field. When I was a player, I was probably walking around weight should have been about 175, and I was one of the top 5 strongest players on the team my senior year. You know what what God was able to use me to do on the football field by being a positive influence to I did 20, 25 years. You know, all different levels. My daddy wasn't no coach. I didn't know nothing about football. I mean, like, as far as the strategy and stuff, they're just something that God put into me. And maybe there's a way that we can help lift up each other. You know, it's just, I mean, it's a rough life out here, and I think sometimes the emotional and mental scars that we have is worse than the physical stuff that we put our bodies through. You know, I mean, I got jacked up shoulders, and my doctor said, like with my vertebrae in my neck, he said I'd never be able to lift heavy again unless he went through one side to out the other, and I was like, and I'd have to be down for like 6 months or 6 weeks, and no way that's happening. I mean, it just I think we all need to lift each other up and enjoy each other while we have this. We're blessed with this life, but it's so easy to get blinded. I see a bunch of people changing their lives for the better too. There's guys I grew up with that was wild. Now they turn into preachers. I don't think I'll ever have that opportunity because what, some my life decisions and some things that's happened, I don't feel even worthy to even do that. But in a certain type of way, if we can lift each other up, and then, we all got regrets, like I, when I found out Ben was in compassionate care, I was trying to organize a couple of us guys to go down there, that grew up with him, to go see him. Then it was too late. And you think about that, man, that's all these opportunities we have in life. We keep on putting the stuff on the back burner. And I think as men, especially, we put everything back. I mean, I'm afraid of getting. I think it's fear. I think that's the biggest thing, And maybe nobody will watch this, but maybe if it does, maybe it'll help you out. Hopefully it does. I mean, this is a big thing for me because I don't like to admit when I'm weak, and I've always been able to like pick myself up, do what needs to be done, and it's just hard, it's hard to put yourself out there like that, it's and it's like I guess it is the fear, and I guess I need to have more faith, but something I always felt like I could do is I could lift someone up, like those kids I coached, and make them feel positive in some type of way. So if this helps someone out, even one person, then this has been worth it for me. Put myself out there. Anyway, keep your head up. God bless. It's gonna get better. I mean, even if you go back and look at Job, look at all the things Job had to go, and because God blessed him more in the later days of his life than he ever was before. And Satan tried him hardcore. If you put yourself in that man's shoes, but it's like you just got to stay the course. And if you need some support, need someone to lift you up. I think back to probably the football coaches I had. Well, also, I was blessed with a lot of good family too. That's like always lifted me up, and it's like I'm thankful for them, very blessed, But my football coaches saw something in me, undersized, didn't know nothing about the sport, and I seen what that did for my life. I need to get back to what I was. Now, am I saying that every day ain't gonna be a struggle? No, I'm not saying every day is not gonna be a struggle. But keep your head up. It's gonna get better. I think about that, man. It's like it's, and then sometimes you've got to make some hard choices and do what needs to be done. Of course, take care of your family. What our coaches always said, they said, God, at that time, family, school, football. So what you have to do is you got to prioritize that. God, family, and whatever it is that your goals. Because once your time is over, that's what just made me realize as I got older. Once it's over, it's gone. You can't. That's one thing you can never get back is time, and just always, if you can be positive in someone's life, be positive in someone's life, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know how often I felt like I felt so down, and just some random person from my past would say, "Hey, I hope you're having a good day." Just something made me think of you. And that's something that we got to do. Like I always tell my boys, I said, we're living in a time you can do anything you want to if you put your mind to it, but you got to be willing to put in the work. And I tell you what, I've given up on a lot of my dreams, and I didn't need to. Sometimes I felt last couple of years I felt kind of like a hypocrite. I was sitting there telling these boys not to give up on their dreams, to do what they wanted to, and I wasn't following that path. But I'm going to start, and that's what we got to do. We got to lift each other up, because this world wasn't what I grew up in, and the only person that can change that is us speaking to each other, being positive for each other, not being afraid to talk about things. I think that's the biggest thing. We bottle stuff up, and it eats us alive on the inside, and that's worse than, I don't know. That's one of the worst things ever, is it's feeling like we're alone because we're too afraid to reach out to each other. Anyway, if nobody's told you today, God loves you. If you need anything, message me. If I don't respond right away, it's because I'm at work. But we all need to come together. We need to come together more often. We need things like they used to be. I was at the Jackson County game a couple weeks ago. My work schedule won't allow it. Even though they lost, I seen how the first game, I seen how they come together and they uplifted up, and then you see they won 2 in a row. That's pretty amazing, like for that turnaround. And you got good people out here. Don't let the world tell you it's all bad. The devil wants you to give up. Don't give up. Love y'all.